Hi, welcome back to Bread. We're on day 44 of Bible reading every day, adjust direction. I'm not going to take too much time in introductory here because we've been so excited reading through Numbers and what we've been reading and then what we were reading yesterday and with the children of Israel whining and complaining and what God did and then giving them so much meat to eat they were having to gorge themselves on it, and it's going to be for a whole month that they're going to have this meat. And now today, we're going to see something else where the Lord takes care of Moses and stands up for Moses in such a wonderful, grand and glorious way to prove that Moses is his chosen servant to do this. So grab your pencils, grab your highlighters, grab your markers, grab your notepads, anything that you need to have, because you need to take some notes on this one that you're going to want to know. And then you do some more of your own research to go along with this. So, all right, Numbers chapter 12, the complaints of Miriam and Aaron. Now, this is Moses' brother and sister, okay? Here, I mean, he's already having to deal with the complaints of the children of Israel. Now he's got his own brother and sister. Can anybody relate? I'm sure we all can. Just as my brother and sister can relate to me complaining. While they were at Hazeroth, Miriam and Aaron criticized Moses because he had married a Cushite woman. They said, "Has the Lord spoken only through Moses? Hasn't he spoken through us too?" But the Lord heard them. That right there, underline that. But the Lord heard them. Watch your words. Watch your mouth. Watch what you say. Don't ever touch God's anointed. Watch what you say against whom God has chosen. I am telling you, I'm a preacher's kid. This I know. I've seen it over and over again. You do not touch God's anointed. You do not do it. You don't have to agree with everything, but you do not speak poorly and badly against them. You just lift them in prayer. Now, Moses was very humble, more humble than any other person on earth. I love that too, because wouldn't you like that to be said about you? So immediately the Lord called to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam and said, "Go out to the tabernacle, all three of you." And I don't think God's just having conversation with them here. I think he's stern. This is like a parent that is stern. Go out to the tabernacle. It's like when your daddy says, "Go out to the woodshed. Go fetch me a stick from the woodshed." Now, this doesn't happen anymore these days, but you used to hear that story all the time. Okay? Go out to the tabernacle, all three of you. So the three of them went to the tabernacle. Then the Lord descended in the pillar of cloud and stood at the entrance of the tabernacle. The Lord descended in the pillar of cloud and stood at the entrance. Aaron and Miriam he called, and they stepped forward, and the Lord said to them, "Now listen to what I say." Highlight this, you guys. Highlight it. Write notes next to it. Write in your Bible. Okay, this is so good. I mean, this is a rebuke. "If there were prophets among you, I, the Lord, would reveal myself in visions. I would speak to them in dreams, but not with my servant Moses. Of all my house, he is the one I trust. I speak to him face to face, clearly and not in riddles. He sees the Lord as he is. So why were you not afraid to criticize my servant Moses?" I love that so much, because all of us want to have somebody that has our back. All of us want someone that's going to go to battle for us. And God did. Went to battle for Moses right there. He had his back. The Lord was very angry with them, and he departed. And as the cloud moved from above the tabernacle, there stood Miriam, her skin as white as snow from leprosy. When Aaron saw what had happened to her, he cried out to Moses, "Oh, my master, please don't punish us for this sin we have so foolishly committed. Don't let her be like a stillborn baby, already decayed at birth." So Moses cried out to the Lord, "Oh God, I beg you, please heal her." His critics. How many times has he cried out to the Lord for his critics? And of course he's going to cry out to the Lord for his sister. start criticizing him instead of lifting him up, supporting him, loving him. And what does God do? What does Moses do? He cries out to the Lord for them. Please heal her. But the Lord said to Moses, if her father had done nothing more than spit in her face, wouldn't she be defiled for 7 days? So keep her outside the camp for 7 days, and after that she may be accepted back. So Miriam was kept outside the camp for 7 days, and the people waited until she was brought back before they traveled again. Then they left Hazeroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran. How embarrassing. Everybody knew. Everybody had to know. They all had to wait. They all had to wait for Miriam to be able to come back. And how long and lonely those 7 days must have been. How long and lonely they must have been. Chapter 13. The Lord now said to Moses, send out men to explore the land of Canaan, the land I am giving to the Israelites. Send 1 leader from each of the 12 ancestral tribes. So Moses did as the Lord commanded him. He sent out 12 men, all tribal leaders of Israel, from their camp in the wilderness of Paran. These were the tribes and the names of their leaders: Reuben, Shemua, son of Zakur; Simeon, Shaphat, son of Hori; Judah, Caleb, son of Jephunneh; Issachar, Egiel, son of Joseph; Ephraim, Hoshea, son of Nun; Benjamin, Palti, son of Raphu; Zebulun, Gadiel, son of Sodi; Manasseh, son of Joseph; Gadi, son of Susi; Dan, Amiel, son of Gamaliel; Asher, Sethur, son of Michael; Naphtali, Nabi, son of Vopsi; Gad, Geul, son of Maki. These are the names of the men Moses sent out to explore the land. Moses called Hoshea, son of Nun, by the name Joshua. Moses gave the men these instructions as he sent them out to explore the land. Go north through the Negev into the hill country. See what the land is like and find out whether the few people living there are strong or weak, few or many. See what kind of land they live in. Is it good or bad? Do their towns have walls, or are they unprotected like open camps? Is the soil fertile or poor? Are there many trees? Do your best to bring back samples of the crops you see. It happened to be the season for harvesting the first ripe grapes. So they went up and explored the land from the wilderness of Zin as far as Rehob near Lebo-Hamath. Going north, they passed through the Negev and arrived at Hebron, where Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, all descendants of Anak, lived. The ancient town of Hebron was founded 7 years before the Egyptian city of Zoan. When they came to the valley of Eshcol, they cut down a branch with a single cluster of grapes, so large that it took 2 of them to carry it on a pole between them. They also brought back samples of the pomegranates and figs. That place was called the Valley of Eshcol, which means cluster, because the cluster of grapes the Israelite men cut there. After exploring the land for 40 days, the men returned to Moses, Aaron, and the whole community of Israel at Kadesh in the wilderness of Paran. They reported to the whole community what they had seen and showed him the fruit they had taken from the land. This was their report to Moses. We entered the land you sent us to explore, and indeed it is a bountiful country, a land flowing with milk and honey. Here is the kind of fruit it produces. But the people living there are powerful, and their towns are large and fortified. We even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak. The Amalekites live in the Negev, and the Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites live in the hill country. The Canaanites live along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, along with the Jordan Valley. Now here's where it matters with perspective and how you say things. You're going to find the good in things, or you're going to find the bad. You're going to find the good and then mention but. Are you going to attach that to it? So so many times it's about perspective and how you can get people to see things. So they saw the good, but they saw the scary. Okay? Instead of seeing the blessing, they saw a curse along with it. Verse 30. But Caleb tried to quiet the people as they stood before Moses. Let's go at once to take the land, he said. We can certainly conquer it. But the other men who explored the land with him disagreed. We can't go up against them. They are stronger than we are. So they spread this bad report about the land among the Israelites. The land we traveled through and explored will devour anyone who goes to live there. All the people we saw were huge. O ye of little faith. We even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak. Next to them, we felt like grasshoppers, and that's what they thought too. It's going to get good. It's going to get good. Tomorrow we're going to be reading 14 and 15 is all. It'll just be 2 chapters again tomorrow, but it's getting good. I love that we're kind of leaving off here where it's really going to be exciting and you want to hear more, because I also want to read more. So I love it whenever we leave off and it's what's the word I want? It's not a mystery, but you know, it's a to be continued when you're cutting off in the middle of a story that you want to know more about. So, all right, you guys, to be continued tomorrow. We'll start in chapter 14 of Numbers. Thanks for joining me. Invite your friends. Be sure you share this with your friends. Everybody is welcome. Bye-bye.